Next speaker understands that the most important journey we take isn't just to a new country, but inside ourselves. His work is built on a powerful premise that true freedom, whether in life or business, doesn't come from just hacks, but from mastering your mind, body, and your resources. He speaks from raw personal experience, having transformed his own struggles with addiction and trauma into a framework for helping others make better decisions and build a life that they don't need to escape from. Through his workshops, retreats, and coaching, he provides the tools for self-regulation, consistency, and profound self-compassion. If you're ready to move from being reactive in life to being intentional and making conscious choices, then you're going to love this session. So everyone, please welcome our next speaker, Gute Rogers. Yeah!
Hello!
Sam! Woo!
Thank you, Danny.
Let me give you this microphone.
Hello! Mic check. Mic check.
Just make sure we get that clipped on.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, let's go check.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is so exciting. This is my second time on stage, by the way, and I think I'm the youngest speaker here. Is that right, Danny?
I believe you are, yes.
Wow. He's 1 year older than me. I'm 24 years old. I'm 24 years old. I don't believe if the version of me years ago would have been up here on stage, like this version of me would have been like, are you serious? Is this actually happening right now? So I really just want to say thank you to all of you to be able to listen in on this, because I'm so profoundly inspired by this work that I've been doing within myself. And let me ask you guys something really quick. What we did just before we transitioned into this my talk here, how often are you taking breaks like this and jumping up and down in your middle of the workday, doing little stretches? Raise your hand, whoever does this. Okay, not everyone. It's interesting. So what I love is the ability to focus your mind. But not just focus your mind, focus your energy. I'm going to tell you a quote a little bit later, but I want to dive into a story, something that really, really resonated with me, and I hope that will spark some inspiration with you. I want to tell you about a moment in my life. I already started my business. I already had been making some money within my first year of doing my coaching, and I remember I booked a flight to Taiwan. I already had all the tickets, all the plans ready, and it was super exciting. I was ready to go. And then I had just gotten a new client. I was ecstatic. I get to Taiwan, and my client wants a refund. So all of a sudden, I'm stuck with giving him his money back, and I'm sitting there like, what am I supposed to do now? I have to make some money. I already put all this money into my flights, my accommodation. I have no idea what I'm going to do. And so I eventually had to get a job teaching reading. Onjo knows this. He's my roommate, and he watched me as I did this for the next 3 months because I had little resources in my tank. And I remember this moment because I was sitting in Taiwan. I was sitting here just at the McDonald's station, this little McDonald's shop. And let me tell you, I hate McDonald's so much. Anyone here hate McDonald's as well? Okay, cool. First of all, in Taiwan, I remember so specifically this guy clipping his toenails right in front of me while I'm trying to do work. How am I supposed to work all of a sudden when this guy's clipping his toenails and putting them on the table?
Was he clipping them in McDonald's?
Yes, in McDonald's, he was clipping his toenails. So, I just remember sitting here at this desk here, and I'm just doing this reading to these kindergartners, and they're not very well fortuned, and one of them was just such a hectic person to deal with, and this child very, very chaotic, and I was trying to have some self-respect within me to just continue to push through it, continue to just look at the bigger vision. And it was hard. I was staying up until midnight. I am such a person that loves my sleep. Anyone here like sleep? I think you guys should like sleep, just saying. And I was sitting there. I was so tired. I was watching this guy cut his toenails. I was sitting online with these children and trying to teach them English, and I'm like, this is not what I want to do right now at all. I'm supposed to be somewhere else, and I'm feeling like I let myself down a lot. And I get to a place eventually just looking at the upside, but I want to ask you all this question because I want you to recognize that this moment that I had in my McDonald's experience was because I was living a broken focus system. And so I want to ask you, where is your focus taking you right now? If you look at your life, where is your focus taking you? Because I was in a position, I was like, this is not supposed to be where I am. I don't want to be doing this, but I had to because I didn't set myself up with the right focus, with the right attention, with the right things that I really wanted to do. So this is where I got to, because I understood that attention is currency. Attention is everything. When we look at the world, we've just had such amazing talks by Jonathan, and these guys are talking about AI. Well, I mean, John's talking about business as well, but when we're talking about AI here, we are in a really critical position in our life right now because we have to realize that even though you can make the best ads, that means you're also going to be a victim to all those ads as well, right? You're going to be buying stuff maybe you don't want, but if you fall into this trap of not knowing how marketing works as well, you're going to eventually buy things, pay attention to things, give your energy to things that are not serving you. I want to ask you, who here likes social media? Raise your hand. Okay. How often do you use social media? Can I get a little say from the room? How often do you use social media? Daily. Is there anyone here who checks their phone every 5 minutes? Every 5 seconds? I know Danny is. He's a little busy right now. Do you want to look at your phone every 5 minutes? No, right? I don't, because every single time that we do this, it's getting worse. And I'll share with you a statistic here. 2024, the global advertising just surpassed $1 trillion for the first time. So what does that mean? This system is getting better and better and better every single day. So you have to be ahead of the game. You have to be in this master of yourself. This is what happens. So I want to go to this little thing right here. There happens to be an average of 1 distraction every 3 minutes. And so when you're getting distracted, it takes you on average 23 minutes just to regain your focus. So that's 5% of your workday. Do you have times where you're multitasking at work? Who here likes to multitask? Okay. I don't like multitasking that much, even though it's sometimes helpful. But that's mainly because my attention is too scattered. And I don't want my attention to be scattered. I want to be completely focused and flow on one specific thing. Because all of you here raised your hand earlier about wanting to get more done in less time, right? That's how you do it. You have extreme focus with your attention, with your mind, with where you want things to go. And that's my question right here is, how often are you actually getting distracted? Like in reality, looking at where your attention is going, are you giving attention to people, places, things, social media, things that are not serving you? Often? Daily? Every 5 minutes? And this could be something that also happened, let's say, 10 years ago. And now it's become your personality. So, focus is not about trying harder. It's about protecting the system of who you want to be. I want to show you this graph here. This is a really, really important graph. And this absolutely has helped me in so many areas of my life. This is called the emotional cycle of change. Who here has heard of the emotional cycle of change? Great. Not many of you. This is really a wonderful thing because this is where everyone begins. And this is actually with every little idea that you have. Every small idea, every very, very minuscule idea. We start at a place called uninformed optimism, where you have all the ideas of how great this thing is going to be. You have the vision, you have the enthusiasm, you have the energy for it. And then you actually start doing it because there's time here. But then over time, you start to realize that it's a little bit harder than you think. It's not going to be as easy as you once thought it would be. Of course, you have some thoughts of you taking action more and more, a little bit here and there, or what do I need to do? You know, all these things about sales and marketing and business, right? And then you get to this point, the valley of despair. That's where I was in my McDonald's point. Who here has been in the valley of despair? I honestly think all of you should raise your hand, because if you're not here, you have not actually done enough work. To be honest. You have to be. This is where most people quit. This is where you have to double down, because this is the real test. This is where you have to make sure that you are such a master of yourself that you can focus, that you can create your attention, you can align yourself in where you want to go, what vision you want to have, the place you want to be. And of course, after you push through, you get through the toenail clippings, you get to a place of informed optimism because you realize when you're here, this is the worst it can get. And you have that mentality of like, I can get through this. I can get through this moment. I can keep going. I was addicted to so many things in my life, and I've been in places that I didn't want to be in. I actually went to jail for a night of my life, and it was on my birthday, so it was very humbling. And one of the worst nights ever. So if you want to talk to me about that, I'm not going to talk about it here, but I'd love to share about it with you later. But this is why you need a system that works when you're triggered, when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you're overwhelmed, or you're lost. It's not about managing your time. I don't agree about time management. I think about it as mind management or energy management. That's where we're going to get to in this talk today. So, most productivity struggles are not about focus. They're just a habit scattered problem of energy. And where we're going to do is I want you guys to take out your pen and paper, okay? I want you to do a little reflection with me. So for the next 3 minutes, I want you to write down what you tell yourself about your time management, focus, what is productivity to you. And I want you to take the next 3 minutes and think about this. Really write it down. Use your mind in this moment to put your pen to paper or your fingers to the keyboard. But write it down because you're going to want to look at this later. So what is the story that you tell yourself about your time management, about your focus, about your energy, about your productivity? Just go inwards. Really ask yourself. Radical honesty is the key here. Extreme honesty. Those pens moving. It's great. One more minute. Give the last of it. I want you to completely brain dump everything. Just to be completely honest with yourself and dump everything out into your brain. Don't try to make it the perfect format, nothing like that. Just let go in this moment. Okay. Now, the next reflection, I want you to do one more thing for me, is what does it feel like when you're leaking your energy into thinking about the wrong things? When I mentioned earlier about you giving your energy to other people, things, advertising, places, what does it feel like? What is actually going on? What does it feel like when you're giving these energies of you to other things that don't deserve it? I can give you examples in my life where I remember when I was addicted to weed and smoking weed every single day, I was giving myself to my friends at that time of my life who thought that I could be used. And so I was letting them validate me and give them my attention so that way they could give me this energy. It's not real energy. It's fake energy because they were using me. And it felt awful. But I didn't realize this until I actually sat down with myself and gave myself this honesty of like, how are people treating me? But first of all, am I respecting myself? Because I want to be treated the way I feel is best for me. So what does it feel like when you're giving your energy away to people or things? When you're scrolling on social media, what does it feel like? You know you've had those moments where you're scrolling on social media and you're like, what the hell am I doing? And it could have been an hour. I've done this. Like, guys, I call myself a self-master, but at the same time, I'm an intern into being a master. I don't believe that any master can actually be a true master unless they realize that they can still learn all the time. And so I still, to this day, have problems with social media. And I scroll a lot. And guess what? I have something for you guys today that I'm going to give you at the end of this talk to help you with your mindfulness on social media. It's hard to sit with yourself, isn't it? And actually ask yourself something that's really hard to handle, the truth. And this is not any truth that you've been told what the truth is. This is the truth that you have to tell yourself. You're the only person who can be honest with yourself. You know what you can be doing. You know how you can live your life to be better. You know your potential. No one else. So you have to ask yourself, how are you going to take that responsibility? So when we look at this, right, when we're doing these sorts of things that we're giving our energy away to people, what happens is oftentimes it's feeling like you're less than others. You're comparing yourself. You're lusting. Because, my gosh, I'm going to be very, very vulnerable with you guys right now. I was addicted to pornography for years. For years. And it ruined my life in the way that I could talk to women, the way that I even could think about women, and just be in presence with other people. It ruined me for years. And it's so hard to admit that because it's something that really, really bothered me. And I couldn't get myself to even think about having a relationship with someone unless I was thinking sexual about them. This is my energy going to other people, into things, into these fantasies that are not serving me. I don't want to be this person anymore, right? So that's why I was lusting. I've blamed myself and other people. I've been tired. I've been complaining. So every time you give your energy away to people and it feels like this, it stops your momentum. And this doesn't happen as long out as you think it does. This happens daily in very, very minuscule ways that you probably haven't realized. Because guess what? It's not a mind thing, it's a body thing. It's in the body. Can we get up for a second? Everyone stand up. I was doing this a little bit earlier. And I want you to all raise your hands, as both the hands. I want you to jump up and down like a monkey, okay? Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on, get into it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Be a monkey! Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Huh.
Can we do it again so I can video that?
Okay, I'll make it so it doesn't fall off. I don't fall off.
Okay. Okay, let's do it one more time. Ready? How do you guys feel right now? Does it feel good? You feel like a monkey. Ooh-ah. Get into your body more. You can sit down now. Thank you. This is the quote that I wanted to share with you a little bit earlier at the beginning of this talk. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. I was told this by my first mentor, and this has absolutely changed my life. Because every single time that I have given my energy and focus to other people and the wrong things, it's derailed me for weeks, months, and even years. I wanted to start a podcast. I've listened to John's podcast, Entrepreneurs on Fire, and it probably was one of the first episodes or like the podcast that I've listened to. And I was then wanting to start my own podcast. And I eventually did start my own podcast, but I stopped. I started it for like a few months, and then I stopped for like another 8 months. Why do you think that is? Can you shout out some reasons? Your focus, sure, yeah. That's great. Anything else?
Informed pessimism.
Yes, informed pessimism, for sure. Motivation, yeah. It was challenging.
Less interest.
Say it again?
Less interest.
Less interest, sure. Distracting, huh? Discipline, yeah.
Not getting like the feedback you expected.
Yeah.
Not satisfied with yourself.
Yeah. Lack of resources.
Camping at the Valley of Despair?
Valley of Despair.
Yeah. Are you camping with them?
Yeah, I was camping there. And this is all so true, you guys. I recognize, though, that the real reason why I didn't continue on with that, why I stopped reading books, why I stopped doing the things that I know I should have done, was because my energy was going to why I'm not good enough, why it's not the right thing for me, why I can't do this, why it's too hard. Do you start to see how your energy for your focus is actually the biggest motivator and importance of your life? You guys, we're in this beautiful country here in Nepal, and we're understanding Buddhism at a deep core level. That means consciousness. That means how you can control your mind. It's so wow, I get raveled by how important it is. So I want to share with you an example, because say you're in your content journey, right? And you want to start to make some content. And you're like, okay, let me go research some competitors, like what Danny shared with us earlier, right? So you're going on to TikTok or social media of Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, any of those things, right? But then you're like, wow, these are some cool ads. But what happens? All of a sudden, this has happened to me, where I'm realizing that their marketing, their ads, is so much better than mine already. It's so much better than mine. And so then I get into this loop of like, I can't, it's not good. Oh no. And I start scrolling because my mind is going to this. My mind is going to why their stuff is better than mine. I'm comparing myself. And then all of a sudden I get stuck in this content loop of not creating content and scrolling all the time. Has anyone ever happened to them before? Yes. And it's so insanely hard because you want to put yourself out there, you want to research stuff, but there is such good social media marketing out there that you can get stuck so quickly. So let's take a look at your lifestyle. I want to do a little bit of a workshop here more with you guys, and from now on I think I want to just transition into that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to list 6 things that you regularly use to create focus and energy, okay? So what do you think are the things that are actually helping you focus? You've told people, oh, this is what I do for productivity. Oh, this is what I do for focus. What are those things? Write them down. 6 things. Could be caffeine. Who here drinks coffee? I don't. I hate coffee. Not because of the taste, but because it's not the way that I want to create my energy. It's fake, for me, at least. That's my perspective. Boo. What are the things that give you energy? Just list them all out, 6 things. It could be more than 6 things. If you have a lot of things, then great. But I want you to be really honest with yourself, because this next part, we're going to do a little bit of a surgery. Do you go on a walk? Do you exercise? Do you jump up and down like a monkey? So, next part. We're going to look at each of these that you've put down, and I want you to label it as a natural thing, something that you can do based on your body. Like an example would be your breath or your movement, okay? Enhanced would be caffeine, okay? Something like this. I know Mr. Brad loves this thing here. This is called a compound herbal inhaler, and it's extremely, extremely helpful, but I use it only for one thing. If you look at Thailand, people will be like this, sleeping next to it. For me, I use it for work and focus specifically. I'm sorry, Brad. It's not a rehab thing. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. And then an addictive one. So if you recognize that you're taking caffeine too much, you're depending on it, that's where you label it addictive. So go throughout all of them and write down if it's natural, you're going on a walk, enhanced, you're, I guess you could say, it's drinking some Gatorade, right? Something like that, some energy drink, or something that's addictive, like caffeine. Anyone ever heard of NLP? So, NLP is a very natural way to create focus, especially when you know what anchors are. Anchors is a fascinating, fascinating tool, and I recommend all of you understanding this to a very, very deep core level. And the simplest way to understand what anchors are is to give an example of relationships, okay? So if you're looking at your relationships, maybe with a special partner of yours, and all of a sudden, this person, either sides, they go, "We need to talk." What creates in your head right there and your body? Extreme stress, extreme fear. That's called an anchor. Immediately. And so you can use this with your body because there's different modalities that we have in your mind with the way you see things, the way you smell things, the way you hear things, or the way that you touch things. Variety of modalities, and the way you can understand yours is by testing. You have to understand what yours is, because then you can tap into more natural activities that will be extremely, extremely helpful for you. And you don't have to depend on anything enhanced or be addicted to it. If you don't have a plan for focus, you're going to default to pain and distraction. So this is why you have to create a system, right? We're creating a system for focus. And that means you put yourself in a situation where you know what helps you. Like I just said, when you have modalities, like I'll give you an example of what all mine are. So when we look at, okay, one second. When we look at these, because this is the next part of what we're going to go into, is looking at the state shifting tools that you can create for yourself. So I love this compound inhaler that you've just seen, jumping, right? Doing this monkey jump, handstands. I love to do breath work, ice baths. You'll hear me rave about ice baths. 10-minute walk. There are so many of these. And honestly, if you can create a list of 100 of these, you are going to be an extremely powerful person. Because then, the second part to this is just understanding when you are in a disempowered state, you're feeling like I showed you earlier here, any of these feelings, you know immediately what to do because you have now a plan for changing your energy. It's extremely helpful. So I want you asked now to just, what I'm going to give you guys is just a few minutes. When you guys have finished your list, just go around and share with the people at your table, because the more you can understand what other people do, you can start to create new ideas for yourself. So take about 5 minutes here, 5 to 6 minutes, and create your list, and then start to share it with everyone at your table. Or people next to you, if you're not sitting at a table. Look at all these beautiful people partaking in my workshop. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. I love this. It feels so wonderful. Who heard something really unique about their list? Anyone? Someone else's list? Can you say?
So he said that he actually joined a focus group where you join a call and you highlight what goal you want to achieve, and essentially the people in the call will just do their own work, but there's a facilitator, and essentially you use that time together to do your deep work and quickly let you achieve that.
That's beautiful. I love that. So this tool, what she just talked about, thank you for that. This is called body doubling. Who's heard of body doubling before? Really, really powerful. So this is a tool that you can use. It's basically something in psychology where you have other people looking at you and paying attention. Supposedly they're paying attention to you, but it's basically a way for them, each other, to create this pressure on each other. So I love body doubling. It's very, very powerful. Anyone else? Who's got another one? Yeah?
Hydration and nutrition.
Yes. Yes. Hydration. Yes. This is something that is so underused. Water. Come on. Water with lemon. Yes. Huh? Yes. 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 The water one I really love. Who drinks more than 2 or let's say 4 liters of water a day? 4 liters. Wow. A big part of why you're not feeling as powerful as you really would want to or as energized is because simply you're not drinking enough water. It's so easy. Who else has one? Oh, let's do one more. One more. I want something really unique. Yeah? I'll give the mic to you.
Taking ashwagandha.
Oh, that's cool. I just took Shilajit for the first time a few days ago. Thank you, Nepal. Thank you, Nepal, for Shilajit.
I got one.
Yeah?
Yeah, so mine's a little bit less tactical, I guess, or strategic. And I wrote down, when I procrastinate, I tell myself I don't know what to do. And right beside that is bullshit, yes you do. And I think it's very simple. When we know who we are, we know what to do. Very, very simple. So if we go to that core, it's easier for me anyways to strategically plan from my center, from my heart, and my purpose.
Yes.
And the day sort of takes off. If I'm procrastinating, it's because I haven't connected to that yet. And as soon as I do, it's like, I know what to do, man.
Exactly.
So just my own bullshit gets in the way sometimes. So thank you, buddy.
Yeah. And thank you for that, Brad. You bring up a really good point because when we are confused, confusion is the devil. Boredom is not. Boredom creates creativity. There's a difference between being confused and being bored, and you are okay with being bored. Be okay with being bored because that's where a lot of your power, energy, and focus, and within you, your inner energy will come from. But then when you're confused, it's simply you just don't have any level of prioritization. You don't know what to prioritize right now. You don't know what to do because guess what? There are thousands of tasks that you could do right now. And you all chose to be here, listening and learning. You could also check your phone, right? There's so many things that you could be doing. Did any of you find this helpful? Yeah. Great. The last part of this, we're looking at this formula that I want to give you, is the compound effect. The 8th wonder of the world, as Albert Einstein loves to say. And really helpful in investing. Thank you, Jonathan, for showing us that exponential graph because it's very similar to compound effect. It's really, really powerful. And when you understand this at a deep core level, not just in data and finance, but within you, the small 1% every single day, doesn't matter if you are failing. You have to realize, like, I know my why. I have my level of who I am. Because you're not going to be perfect. That's the thing. You're not going to do everything right. And you have to be able to know how to bring yourself back, how to prioritize you, your energy, the respect for you. Because that's what matters. You're only responsible for yourself and the way you feel and the way you show up. And so come back into you and compound this every single day, 1%. Will Smith has a quote where he had this story of him and his dad building a wall. But his dad asked them to build the wall, and instead of just trying to, I want to build this wall, I want to build the next 7-figure business, I want to build the next 6-figure business, I just want to make some $1,000 this month. No. 1%. Build that brick so perfectly and lay it as perfectly as a brick can be laid. And that means just refining your process, refining it little by little. And eventually, what do you have? A wall. This is your focus formula. This is everything that we just went through today. This is also your energy formula, because what did I say earlier? Where your focus goes, finish the sentence. Your energy flows, exactly. Remember this quote, and your life will completely change. I guarantee that. Last photos. So, this is the time I want to share with you all of this beautiful app that I just created. It's powerful. I did this with AI, by the way. This is how normally social media works, right? You just get lost really easily. But this is pattern break. Doesn't that look weird? It happens automatically. And so this is a pattern interrupt, what we can call in psychology, where all of a sudden it switches a different mechanism in your brain to be like, this is what I'm doing right now. So you have to be very conscious, very mindful. And now you have to have a reason why you're opening Instagram. You're going to connect with someone right here in this room. Are you going to share some content? How long are you going to use it for? Right? You have to use your time wisely. Now you can create content. Just within 10 minutes, though. You only have 10 minutes. Simple as that. Would any of you find this helpful? It's so cool. And I've been looking for something that actually allows me to use social media, right? Because who here creates content, right? I love to create content on social media, but also at the same time, I don't like using social media. I don't like being on there, to be fair. So I need to have a way that I can be completely focused and not get distracted. And also do my content, post the things I need to post, right? So now I have an intention for why I'm creating this content. And I set the time. Remember, we had, actually, I don't know if we talked about it, but the Pomodoro technique where you set 25 minutes up and then 5 minutes off. Perfect example of how you could do that right now. So imagine no more brain fog, right? You actually have your energy back. You're now being able to connect with people because you're not trying to check your phone all the time. Your life is getting so much better because you're not distracted by the number one thing that has taken over our world, which is your phone. This is going to be the thing that either makes you or breaks you. Use it as a tool because this thing is worth trillions of dollars. This idea that came into our world is so valuable that if you use it to your advantage, using the systems that I just showed you, and creating tools, reminders, things in your phone, because it's a business tool. It's not a personal tool. I don't look at my phone as a personal thing. I look at it as, how can I make more money? How can I be more focused? And how can I live my life better with this? So do that, and again, your life will change. I guarantee it. It's always you versus you. You have to take responsibility for yourself and the way you show up and the way you feel. There's no one else that's going to save you, and there's no one else that can destroy you except you. That's why I believe in self-mastery. That's it for you guys. And then if you want to pattern break, scan this one here. If you want to connect with me on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, I'm making a vlog right now, then connect with me there. Yes? I built it, yes.
I'm interested in getting involved in it, just so you know. Yeah.
Thank you.
You got backers in the right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm interested in getting involved because I've been creating micro SaaSes.
Yeah.
Like on the fly. This was literally on my list.
Amazing.
I'd rather have someone, we were both talking about it, that's already inspired, knows about it, because
Yeah.
that is an addiction I was trying to like break.
Yeah.
So like I was literally looking for it, so great freaking idea, dude. Great idea.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. What? Oh. How do we restart this? Okay, we have to go through it all over again, guys. You have another hour with me? I'm just kidding. Okay, there we go. Yes, in the back.
The pattern break app works only for Instagram or is it for other?
It's for all apps: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat. And actually, talk to me later if you want to do it for other apps as well. But I just designed it for the basic social media apps, because it's just another level of what I want to advance it with. I saw some other questions. I saw that someone else had a question. There was a hand up raised. The same question. Okay, cool. Did you guys find this helpful today? Where's your energy? Come on, was this helpful? There we go. Thank you guys so much.
All right, let's give it up once again for Sam Rogers. You know, he's probably the most engaging 24-year-old speaker that I've ever seen in my life.